What is up, guys? Dashing here. We are live on the A Show, CMV's flagship show, Undisputed. Now, I mean, it was before, but definitively, you can look that up. My friends, Octane, number 156. And we are jumping straight into the action, just as we always do, with a banger. Woo! Grim. Prepare to go one-on-one here with Aaron Stone to get the action started hot and heavy. And I'll give it to Adam Valentine in this new era Shockwave last night. It was a doozy. And congratulations again to Danielle Davis, the inaugural Divine Champion. But here tonight, we've got a television championship match. Taryn Briggs challenges Thea. In an armored event, an old rivalry reignited. when Andrew Briggs, with Cassidy Vice sure to be in his corner, takes on Troy Colt. But indeed, up first, that bastard Grim. One-on-one with the three-time global champion Aaron Stone. Big opportunity here for Grim to knock off someone the caliber of the protein-packed powerhouse. Grim, who debuted back in the men's Royal Rumble match of Mob Violence. We've seen him last couple of weeks getting into it with Jeremy Barmore on Shockwave. And now Grim here on Octane. He's going to pick up the slack of the Hallowed being drafted to Shockwave. We're left without some sickos, some violent freaks, but I made sure to draft Grim to fill in that quota. He's going to look to make an example out of Aaron Stone here. But Stone, I think more than anyone else, is looking at this new chapter here in CMV as a fresh start, because these last few months overall have not gone well for Stone. But heading into the end of this season, Stone hoping to end things on a high note. He's back in charge of the regulators. He doesn't have to worry about Emmett Jones anymore, because Emmett is, of course, still on Shockwave, while Stone and the rest of the regulators now Octane superstars. But he's got a tall task ahead of him here in the form of Grim. Going to use that power early on to push Grim into the corner. And, oh, Aaron Stone, I guess he knows Grim. He's done his homework. Grim would have taken that cheap shot had Stone knocked out there first. So I'd say fair enough. Big short arm clothesline. Stone's coming out hot here in this one. Well, speaking of hot, our new CMV Global Champion, I should say CMV Champion, Global Champion Chris Diamond, over on Shockwave now. I'm still living in the past. You gotta give me some time, all right? The new CMV Champion, Schmitty, announcing here tonight that at Bloodsport, there will take place a #1 contenders elimination chamber match that will determine who will challenge him for the CMV Championship at the season finale event, guys. Final stand, live from Las Vegas, Nevada. So I'd say especially a matchup like this, both these men wanting to be in that chamber, the winner perhaps will prove themselves worthy of one of those 6 spots. Stone has competed in the chamber before. In fact, the last time he was in the Elimination Chamber, he lost the Global Championship. So I'm sure he'd like the chance to make up for that and maybe end the season as CMV Champion. But right now, he is busting up Grim. What a punch out of the corner that was. And Grim is not looking all too hot right now as Stone bashes him. I'm putting him up on Retro, trying to set up for very overcomplicated, I think, backbreaker, but well, into the pin. Let's see if it's effective. 1, 2, and a kick out. Well, guys, we don't just have a television championship match right here tonight. We don't just have that huge main event, Andrew Briggs, Troy Colt one-on-one, but also a steel cage match as Big Texas and Pete Jones will go at it. Aaron Stone with another backbreaker out of the corner. He's really digging that maneuver here, but Grim not so much. He's going to escape to the outside quickly. He's talking a little bit of shit. Grim the type to never stop running his mouth, even mid-match. Another pin attempt by Stone off that back suplex. It is all Stone so far in this one. Eager is the protein-packed powerhouse. As I said before, to start anew, shake off what's been a shitty few months. Another slobber knocker coming out of the corner. Grim's jaw is going to be hurting. By the end of this matchup, he's just not letting Grim, man, get going whatsoever. Big, well, not really. I think he was trying for a splash there, but it kind of turned into a sort of headbutt to the shoulder And now Grim going to take him over with that fireman's carry. Just like that, Grim floats over into a Uranagi. Sick, demented is this man, Grim. Well documented. He is just pressing his boot to the gut of Stone here. Keeping him grounded is the strategy, I would say, going against a much larger Aaron Stone. That punch to the gut, Stone's going to eat. Responding, look at that slap. They're just smacking each other up here. Knife edge shot from Stone. Grim gets blocked. Nice right hook. And a knife edge chop of his own. Grim's starting to take the upper hand. Now he's going to mock Stone. And they're saying, let's go for it then. You want to fight? Let's have at it. Oh, big right hook from Grim there. And Jeremy Barmore, well, I was just talking a few minutes ago about their beef on Shockwave. They both got drafted to Octane. And it looks like their beef has traveled all the way here. Jeremy Barmore distracting Grim and allows Stone to take advantage. But Grim is smart. He moves to the outside. Stone, however, is keeping on him. He's going to run him down. Or get back into the ring. Maybe try to win by count out. Well, breaks the count. Grim tried to permanently take out Barmore a couple weeks ago on Shockwave. Injured his knee, but Barmore obviously not backing down. Look at the sharpshooter. Speaking of a tweaked knee, Aaron Stone might be in danger here, but he's going to escape. As the referee gets up to a count of 3. Grim gets thrown right into the side of the steel steps. Stone getting rough as he throws Grim down onto the floor. Just as Grim started to finally get the advantage against Stone, Barmore made sure that it was short-lived, as now Grim gets thrown back into the ring, pardon me. A shove is Stone. Grim gets to his feet, and a big kick right between the eyes of the protein-packed powerhouse, who's able to survive just barely there, but Grim now has that taste of blood, and he's stalking Stone. This does not end well for Aaron Stone. DDT. Stone gets up, and a spear right into the pin. Stone with perhaps a last gasp effort there. And unfortunately, it's not going to keep Grim down, though. See the look of shock on Stone's face there. Now it's resorting to just attempting to bash Grim's head wide open. Slamming off the canvas there. Grim with a punch, now going to grab Stone up against the ropes. What's Grim got planned here? I can assure you it's nothing good for Stone. The release Tiger Bomb to a man who's probably got a good 50 pounds at least on him. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. But still, Stone kicks out. And Grim now looks like he might be suffering from a black eye forming. Big gut buster. But Grim, you can say what you will about the man. Got great ring awareness. We're seeing it here. Gets himself into the corner, but unfortunately Stone sets him up in the tree of woe, just stomping away at him. Now repeated knees to the ribs of Grim. Stone not dead yet. And the big boy, we're going to take to the air perhaps with a slingshot shoulder tackle. That's like getting a stove thrown at you, I would imagine. And check the back door, Grim. You've got a special delivery. 1, 2, but a kick out. What a match to kick off Octane number 156 in Stone. He's saying you want to go all night long, baby. Let's do it then. Military press drops Grim like it ain't no thing but a chicken wing. Grim goes low, clothesline, catching Stone off guard. But the 3-time global champion gets himself into the corner with that elimination chamber around the corner. Everyone wants to prove themselves worthy of potentially ending the season fighting for the grandest prize here in CMV. Schmitty's CMV Championship. Where's Stone going now? To the top. Stone going all the way to the top. For a diving clothesline. Grim doesn't know what hit him. But Aaron Stone is non-stopping. Shock treatment. Grim might actually need some shock treatment. He's not careful. He might be lobotomized by the end of this match. These guys are taking chunks out of each other. Big old boot to the face. Stone just going off as he brings Grim to his feet. The power. Just throw Grim overhead. Last call, and it could be Vintage Stone. He's got Grim caught with this submission. Targets the neck, tears apart the shoulder, but Grim does not tap. Aaron Stone says, I don't mind. The moonsault! Stone! He only goes for that when he's desperate, and desperate he is. Unfortunately, that desperation does not pay off for him. And now Grim might have him exactly where he wants him. Look at this sick freak. Raking the eyes, tearing at Stone's face, big right hook. And now Grim, waiting patiently for Stone to get to his feet. Springboard clothesline. Some stank on it. A 450 clothesline that was. Grim likes to take his time. He loves to dissect his opponents and he stomps to the chest. Oh, Grim. Yeah, man of the people. Elbow to the heart, avoided. Boot to the chest. And a huge power bomb. Aaron Stone not letting Grim get very far. In the corner, not the place to be. Grim knows it, gets himself out of trouble. And drops Stone on his neck with that tiger suplex. Grim is victorious. What a match. Even after the helping hand from Jeremy Barmore, Grim able to pull out just that much more against Stone here and secure a truly big win. Aaron Stone pulling out his biggest and his best shots to try and deal with Grim. But none of them were enough. And here's what did Aaron Stone in. That springboard. 450 clothesline and then this. Gorgeous. Tiger suplex, tippy toes and all for Grim to secure the victory here tonight. And if Jeremy Barmore wants another few lashings, I think Grim is keen to give them to him. Well, coming up next, my friends, that Elimination Chamber match announced by Schmitty earlier tonight is not the only chamber match we will see at Bloodsport, because there will also be a #1 contenders match for the Women's World Championship contested inside the hellish structure. 6 women going to compete to see who will challenge the new Women's World Champion Ruby Raquel at the end of this season in Las Vegas at Final Stand. And in the absence of Alice Blake, who's decided to take, I'd say, a much-deserved vacay following her loss of the Women's World Championship to Ruby Raquel at Validation, Sarah Miller looks to perhaps step up. With Vanessa Morgan backing her up, Miller prepares to go one-on-one here tonight with Ashley Rain. What a match. No strangers to one another. They fought a good few times early on this season. Banger after banger. I'm sure we'll get another right here tonight. And I'm also sure both these women are looking to be in that Elimination Chamber match. Validation, not a great event across the board for Pats LaFaves. What with Vanessa Morgan also failing to capture the television championship from Thea. Speaking of, up next, television championship on the line, as perhaps Taryn Briggs can be the one to bring an end to the fiery Frenchwoman's reign. But 1/3 of our trios champions, Ashley Rain, could maybe end this season, guys, by becoming the first ever 4-time Women's World Champion. Sounds good to me. So here we go, Sarah Miller, Ashley Rain, a matchup that could probably sell out an arena on its own. We're getting it right here tonight as both look to prove they deserve to be inside that chamber at Bloodsport. Hot start from Miller. And let's not forget about Vanessa Morgan in her corner. Never one to take your eyes off of. Not that you can. So unbelievably massive is the Aussie Brew. I don't think it's humanly possible to not at least have her in your peripheral view at all times. Sarah Miller. Ooh! Busted open! Not a minute into this match, and Rain with some lethal knees to the face. And it's got her bleeding, and Vanessa Morgan sees that, and already coming to the aid. This doesn't look good. Morgan distracting Rain. It's going to allow Miller to get to her feet there in the corner, but can Miller shake it off? German suplex. That's Pats LaFaves always watching out for one another. With Alice Blake taking a step back, Sarah Miller maybe looks to step out of Blake's shadow, potentially, and become Women's World Champion herself. Former Women's Tag Team Champion, a former Zero-G Champion. Oh, and much like Grimm, a Tiger Suplex, but unlike Grimm, not able to defeat Ashley Rain off of it. Now into the collar and elbow tie-up. Nice counter into a armbar has Miller in a bad way, but able to save herself. Now she's got a hold of Rain's arm. We got a good glimpse of that cut. Right in the middle of her forehead. Blood just streaming down her face. The Elimination Chamber match can change careers. Very, what's the word I'm looking for? Certain word I'm looking for that's just not coming to my mind right now. Less often than not, it can benefit someone in a good way. Bloodsport One woman will earn a Women's World Championship opportunity. One man will earn a CMV Championship opportunity. But for the others, well, their careers could potentially be shortened inside of that daunting structure. But worth it for that chance to end the season, to go into an all-new season as world champion. Oh, what's Vanessa Morgan up to now? She just took off that top turnbuckle cover over there. Trying to give Miller sneaky little advantage, but Rain with an elbow to the gut, gonna back her up. Coming up next, television championship on the line, guys. Taryn Briggs gonna challenge Theo. We've also still got a steel cage match to come as Big Texas and Pete Jones look to get it on. And our main event, Andrew Briggs with Cassidy Vice at his side, taking on Troy Colt. Flash there, but the referee, hang on. I think she got distracted, realized the top turnbuckle over there has been exposed, going to fix it now. Not such great timing. But our trios champion to try to drag Miller all the way into the corner. Sliced oranges from the small but mighty one. Uno, dos, no tres, Topher. Sarah Miller survives, and surely not wanting to disappoint Alice Blake, who I would bet is watching. Sunny side down. Close your eyes, Alice. 1, 2, kick out by the powerhouse Pixie. But barely there, and Rain stays on the attack with an elbow across the chest. Rain to Brett's rope. Past Miller in a bad way, and they're going to keep it that way as she takes the... No! Ashley Rain with a beautiful, complete shot. Jumped off that second rope. I don't think I've ever seen something like that before. Miller kicks out of it and avoids that springboard moonsault. Now it's Miller's turn. Crunchy. Dropping Rain on her neck. But a kick out at 2.5. Sarah Miller, not one to waste any time, goes for the Pixie Plex. Rain counters though, counters the counter. Unloads with a capture suplex. Where's Cole Savage? Oh, and this is vintage Sarah Miller right here. What does the five fingers say to the face? Shuffle by Miller. Double knees to the gut, follows up again. Really keeping the pressure on that midsection of Ashley Rain. Oh, here's Vanessa Morgan. Again removes that top turnbuckle cover. She better be careful. It's not like she could be inconspicuous. The referee might end up ejecting her if she keeps getting involved like this. Tearing apart the ring, not to mention. Up against the ropes. What's Miller got planned for Rain here? A little premature. They're going to pay for it. Rain's going to catch her sunny side down again. No! Pixie Plex, wait a minute! It's a reversal fest, Topher. This one getting taken to the outside now. Rain from the apron. Springboard cross body from the Hall of Famer. Sliced oranges on the floor. Deadly. And follows up with a cheeky drop kick there. Well, I'd say Ashley Rain can have this one easily won by count out, but not going to win that way. Resets the count. And she goes to collect Sarah Miller here. Smashes her face first off the floor at ringside. And now finally back into the ring. Oh, ref has seen the exposed turnbuckle. Oh, no, again. Not such great timing. Come on, Rain's got it won. Look at this. Easily a 3 count. But Miller kicks out thanks to the ref busy over there. Putting the ring back together thanks to Morgan. Oh, Miller elbows, elbows, elbows to the gut. Put some distance between them. Miller Ashley Ray, not the kind of one you can fool around with. Smashed face first off the top turnbuckle, knife edge chop. Now looking to go full steam ahead. Sarah Miller with a forearm smash and a kick upside the head. Another capture suplex. What a combo by Miller, whose face is entirely covered in blood at this point. And vintage Miller with the stiff kicks to the chest. That last kick, boom, right to the back of the head. Middle of the ring, does Miller haven't won. Uno, dos, but no tres. Ashley Reigns rocked. And Miller finally hits the pixie plex. Third time's the charm. Looking to make sure Reigns doesn't get lucky with a rope break. Into the pin now. 1, 2. Kick out by Reigns. Reigns to the corner. Had a lot taken out of her here in this one, but so has Miller. What a match. Thrown into the corner, and a German suplex. What form. Oh, another quick pin. Will that be enough to put Reigns down here, perhaps? Yes, it will. Sarah Miller has just pinned the Hall of Famer. Oh, but Pat's LaFaves are not done, guys. Morgan has just given Miller a chair, a steel chair, but it's the Women's World Champion who's familiar with the games of Pat's LaFaves. Ruby Rattell with the save, perhaps saving Reigns' career here tonight. Well, Ruby Rattell just made it damn clear there that that kind of ish ain't gonna fly on her show. The Women's World Champion stopping Pat's LaFaves from taking apart Ashley Reigns. But coming up next, guys, it's television championship time. And what an opportunity for this young woman here, Taryn Briggs, who's been on quite a hot streak as of late. Fresh off of winning a triple threat match last week, defeating Aki and Jackie Storm. Taryn Briggs, can she be the one to bring an end to the historic reign of the fiery French woman here tonight? But guys, look at this. We're going to have ourselves a ringside spectator, it appears. The queen of our hearts, Isabella Almas, blessing us with her presence for this one. Well, Almas and Thea are not strangers to one another. And I did hear some chatter online earlier this week that Almas might be coming out here to watch this one. Perhaps has her eyes on the television championship, no matter who's able to walk out of here tonight with it. Thea able to do what many predicted she would not be able to do in Los Angeles. Out of Validation, guys, handed to Vanessa Morgan her very first loss. Slayed the Aussie Brute to retain the television championship. But now we're in a new era here on Octane, and Thea hopes to keep her ironclad grip on the television championship, but Breeze might pry it out of her hands right here tonight. I'm just hoping that Thea's not getting a bit overconfident and isn't underestimating someone like Taryn Breeze. who all things considered is a rookie still here in CMV. Only been here a few months, but we've seen just how impressive Briggs has been. That's why she's earned this opportunity. Now you got to add to that Isabella Almas at ringside. Is Thea going to be able to maintain her focus? We're just lucky she didn't set off the smoke detectors. It'll be a very wet night here. And the television championship is what it's all about. Taryn Briggs with her first championship opportunity here in CMV. Her first of many, I predict. I've been a fan of Briggs since her debut matchup. And she's got a lot of advantages coming into this matchup. She's taller than Thea. I dare say she might be faster. Thea, though, pretty much always has the strength advantage no matter who she's up against. I'm excited for this matchup. But how it might almost play into this one is a question we have to keep in the back of our minds. That's what it's all about here. Television championship. Taryn Briggs. Thea. Time to get it on. Still to come, steel cage matchup, guys, as Big Texas and Pete Jones look to tear into each other. And our main event, Andrew Briggs with Cassidy Vice takes on Troy Colt. An old rivalry adds a new chapter right here tonight. Quick start, but now into the collar elbow tie-up. Briggs takes the advantage with a waist lock. As the former queen of the ring, former women's world champion, Isabella Almas watches on from ringside, but will she get involved, or is she just out here to spectate? I guess we'll find out as this match progresses, but Thea is going to try to maintain her focus and walk out of here still. Pardon me, that smoke is really getting to me. Nice start here between these two. Taryn Briggs is really challenging Thea's wrestling abilities, which we don't get to see on display too often. And right now, Briggs is outclassing the champion. Well, this is Thea's 5th defense of the television championship. Whether or not it's a successful one, we'll find out. The longest reigning television champion in CMV history is Almas. Up on the apron, just took off that top turnbuckle cover as Thea drops Briggs back first out of the apron. The referee saw Almas do that, though. Almas might not be out here for too long if she keeps doing that. And the referee can see her clear as day here. Thea showing off that power. Champion's advantage in effect, which means Thea retains by count out or disqualification. Either way, Taryn Briggs going to have to either pin or submit the fiery Frenchwoman in the ring to win the television championship here. Irish whip countered though. Whoa! Thea with some quick thinking. Back into the ring, and what a clothesline there. Briggs might be taller. Don't matter how tall you are though. You're going to get chopped down with that thunderous spear from the champ. And vintage big splash follows it up. Almost doesn't seem to like what she's seeing here. But Thea can't be focused on that. Has Taryn Briggs trapped in the corner and tearing at that arm like a pit bull with a bone. This is obviously a colossal opportunity for Taryn Briggs. Her first ever championship match in CMV. Your first ever championship. And if she wins, I mean, odds are she heads into the new season as champion. Thea, though, going to look to make sure that does not happen. Just a 1 count off that pin attempt, however. With a knee across the chest. Well, it's been pretty much all Thea so far. And Taryn Briggs going to have to change that if she has any hopes of leaving here tonight as the new champion. Thea's just having her way with the rookie, though. It almost could barely stand to look. To the top. Thea. Fireball from the top is attempted. Ooh, and it looks like Thea may have tweaked her knee on that landing. Briggs avoided it And Thea, never a good sign. We'll have to watch that knee for the rest of this match. What a counter by Taryn. And she now takes control, trying to rip off Thea's arm. And Taryn Briggs has proven herself to be a deadly submission specialist. And there it is, going after that knee. Taryn Briggs is smart. A smart competitor. But Thea's going to stop her from targeting that knee any further. Turns her around. Whoa, goes for the fire starter. Another slick counter by Briggs there. Oh! Isabella must have taken off that top turnbuckle cover again. I didn't see her do it. Obviously, the ref didn't either. And Thea might have just accidentally utilized some dirty heel tactics right there without even realizing it. Gives her the upper hand, though. Gonna expose Taryn's chest. And stone fists. One after the other. And gonna drop Briggs. Timber! Down to the floor. He hits to the top. With an elbow! Right between the shoulder blades. Golly. Oh, ref has found the exposed turnbuckle too little too late. Thea resets the count. Television championship on the line. A new era, which Thea hopes to kick off by retaining the television championship once again. I mean, as television champion here on Octane, she's essentially positioned as the number 2, just underneath our women's world champion, Ruby Rattel. What a counter, that spear into a back suplex. Big Gal gonna fly. Thea tries to get out of the way, but it's not fast enough. Gets squashed with that moonsault. And I don't think she's gonna find any refuge in the corner here. Taryn Briggs, damn. Popped up, flapjack. Things are not looking good for the television champion here. And now Isabella almost seems to have a little smirk on her face. Now she's liking what she's seeing. Pop-up cutter. Is this the end of Thea's reign as television champion? Over 100 days, I believe, right? If I'm correct. I'll need a statistician to back me up on that. Caught! And Taryn Briggs could bring it all to an end right here! Electric chair driver! 1, 2, but a kick out! A millisecond away from crowning a new television champion. It ain't done yet! Or is it? Counters. That frog splash attempt, no! Almost distracts Thea. And a super kick from Briggs. Kick out. Be still my beating heart. I thought it was all over there. It still might be. Crossface. Crossface locked in. Middle of the ring. But Thea escapes by the skin of her teeth. The champion is in serious jeopardy, though. Thanks to Isabella Almas, man. She almost crowned us a new television champion there. Thea can't afford to fall for that again. What a double axe handle. Woo! 1, 2, what a kick out. Thea getting frustrated. Stay focused, though. Taryn Briggs has already proved how dangerous she is. Almost had Thea beat with that electric chair driver with that super kick. Look at the strength. Delayed vertical suplex to a woman who's probably got a good 1.5 foot on her, I'd say. And the fire starter! Just like that. No pump, no circumstance. 1, 2, but a kick out by the challenger. He is not going to stop there. Keep the finger on the trigger. Running power slam. Almost is frantic. I think we know who she wants to win this match, eh? Thea caught with an elbow. And Briggs with a knee to the jaw. Thea going to try to crawl to the corner looking for refuge again, but Knife edge shot blocked. Thea now going to drag Briggs to another corner. Turns her around. What the hell? Ooh! A little bit rough. And another double axe handle. Swinging for the fences is our television champion here. To the top. Thea taking a big risk. Late into this match, doesn't pay off. The Thea special, no! Didn't have it properly lined. Oh! Dear God! Did you see the way Thea's neck snapped right there? That springboard cutter was diabolical. And another cutter! A powerbomb cutter. Woo! Taryn Briggs, figure four, middle of the ring, the Nature Girl. But Thea does not tap. Remember the damage done to the knee early on. But Thea fights through the pain. It's do or die time. This is what being champion is all about. The Thea special! Gets it that time. And a big splash, though, avoided. But barely. What a match. Going back into the ring. Uh-oh. Thea's hurt. She's tired. Her knee has been done to bits. But makes a key reversal there. Creates the opening. But Isabella, once again, Isabella Almas. A last-ditch effort on her part to cost Thea this match. But Thea saying not tonight. Fire starter! Out of the corner! In style. 1, 2. My God. I need a couple of W's stat, man, if I'm going to survive the rest of this match. Taryn Briggs digging down deep. Thea is getting desperate. Another spear! Coming out of that corner like a bull let loose with its pen. And every time Taryn tries to get to her feet, Thea just puts her right back down emphatically. Looks like Thea's kicked it into a whole other gear at this point. How does Thea have enough left in the tank? After all these two have done to each other, to be tossing Taryn around like she is another spear! Golly, man! And that midsection is being turned to hamburger meat. Another splash! Thea is still the television champion. What an onslaught the last minute of that match. Two spears and a big splash. Thea is still the television champion. Despite the best efforts of Taryn Briggs and Isabella Almas, who did just about all she could in this match to cost Thea the championship. But man, there were a good few points I thought it was all over for Thea. That electric chair driver. And then the super kick, thanks to a distraction by Almas. I would have told you it was over right there, but no. Vintage Thea fights back. And it wasn't easy. Taryn Briggs with a hell of an effort. And all that damage to the midsection caught up with her in the end. The fiery Frenchwoman still the television champion. Much to the chagrin of Isabella Almas.
Well, validation could have gone better. It is what it is. Octane was the better brand that night, so congratulations. But let it be known, Team Shockwave has the best to offer in CMV and Xander Slate. Well, now that the brand warfare is over, we can get back to business. Hey Slate, you old bastard! Remember me? I'm the guy alongside Joey Bacon that got your dusty ass the victory. You don't have to thank me, but you're welcome. Now that I don't have to stomach you any longer, I can't help but say, it's sad this will be your legacy, being the sad old man you are, reminiscing at the good old days. Well, amigo, CMV has been evolving, and it looks like you can't keep up. And here's the thing, where I come from, the veterans passes the torch to the new generation, something I hope to do when my time comes. But this doesn't seem to be the case with you. Instead, looks like you want to go out like Old Yeller. Well, just like Old Yeller, Slate. And like my theme song, I got a bullet with your name. Your career won't go out with a bang, however, but with a whimper. And I'm gonna be the one to do it. I challenge you one last match. What do you say?
Old bastard? Well, this old bastard laid your ass down. Remember when I said I'd expose you? Think I'm gonna do that a little earlier than expected. Smile for the camera. Gotta say, this looks way better on me than it ever did on you.
Well, my friends, what we just saw there is just about the ultimate sign of disrespect. I mean, if you're a wrestling fan for any period of time, pretty much the first thing you learn in wrestling is that a mask to a luchador is about the most important thing to them. It's their honor, it's their integrity. And Xander Slate just stole Alan Wagner's mask and wore it himself. Might as well have spit on him while he was down. Alan Wagner challenging Slate to one more match, but Slate responding with the unthinkable there. And, well, a steel cage match is coming up next, my friends, as Pete Jones is ready to finally get his hands on Big Stevie Wizard. Now wait a damn minute. Not again. First it was that tables match last week. Big Texas was busy rescuing his grandma's cat from the sewer. And now where the hell is he? This is supposed to be Big Texas and Pete Jones inside of a steel cage. But that's just about the furthest thing from Big Texas. Stevie Wizard, much like Nathan White, I guess, in the tables match, filling in for Big Texas wherever he may be tonight. And I'm just looking over at Pete Jones right now. who is furious, and understandably so. Well, we've still got a steel cage match. Just not the one we were looking forward to. Pete Jones and Stevie Wizard. One-on-one inside of the cage. Oh, wait a minute, guys. Hang on, I'm getting a text here. And it is from Big Texas. Okay, he says... Oh, okay, this is completely understandable. Big Texas says he had no idea that he had been drafted to Octane. He thought the cage match was still supposed to happen on Shockwave. He's not here tonight. That's fair. That's fair. Look, you can't hold it against the guy. He's busy. Donating to charity, hosting fundraisers, fighting clowns in the sewers. He didn't hear about the draft. He showed up to Shockwave, I guess, looking for a cage match. But it's here tonight at Octane. Well, at least he found a suitable replacement in the form of Stevie Wizard. Look, most guys would say to hell with it. But Big Texas, he goes out of his way to ensure that the CMV universe still gets a good match. And that Pete Jones still has an opponent. And Jones was able to overcome Nathan White in the tables match. Can he overcome Stevie Wizard inside of the steel cage, though? It's not looking good for him right now. The Magic Man with a nasty-looking kick right upside the head. Well, cage match, guys, can only be won by pin, submission, or by escaping the cage, climbing up and over or through the door. And this young kid, Jones, his first couple months here in CMV, he's really been put through the ringer. I feel bad for him. He wants this match with Big Texas so bad, but it's not like Big Texas is on purpose avoiding him. Accidents happen. Things come up. What are you going to do? Scoop slam there by Wizard, but scooped up by Jones. He's going to try to use his piss and vinegar here against Wizard. Oh, he's looking to escape. No, from the top, though, with a 450 splash attempt. Eats it in Zaguri. Our tertiary main event matchup here, guys, coming up next. Tommy Demise goes one-on-one with Anarchy champion Mike Magnum Maxwell, and still to come in our main event. Andrew Briggs with Cassidy Vice takes on Troy Colt. Oh, Wizard saving himself from getting his head smashed off the cage wall right there. Quick kick, Wizard. You never quite know where he's going to hit you from. Pops Jones overhead. As Jones would love to be getting his hands on Big Texas right now. But instead, Stevie Wizard, like a rabbit out of a hat, appears. At least Pete Jones is learning quite a valuable lesson early on in his CMV career. When things go sideways, when the rug gets pulled out from under you, you have to know how to adapt. Oh. What a somersault cutter out of the corner. Wizard looking to pick up the win, but a kick out by Jones. Ooh, getting funky is Stevie Wizard if he tries to drop that leg. But Pete Jones not impressed. And knee to the face of the Magic Man. Pete now going to spin him around. Whoa, no. Going for a ride. Wizard not interested, though. Saves himself with some punches to the top of the head. Now where's he taking him? Up against the ropes. Big punch. On the rebound. Drop down. Woo, leapfrog 2. Ooh, gorgeous kick. Reminds me of a Bob Luger wheel kick right there. Springboard moonsault, though, not fast enough. Pete Jones seen it coming. Goes for the tornado kick. But Stevie Wizard looking into his crystal ball. Seeing the future. Knew to avoid that. Rope thrust now. Where's he taking him? Up against the ropes. Big punch by the NGW alum. Into the pin. Wizard, can he pick up the victory here with a kick out? Pete Jones was able to overcome Nathan White in the tables match. Even though it should have been Big Texas he was putting through a table. Can he survive the cage against Stevie Wizard? Another vicious kick right to the back of the ear. This time, he's able to nail that springboard moonsault, but Jones just will not stay down. This kid, another tornado kick attempt, and this time, he nails it. Stevie Wizard just got absolutely bombarded. And I don't think Pete Jones is done. Dragon Sleeper locked in. Pete's got the Dragon Sleeper locked in, but will Wizard tap? He does not. The veteran keeps his head above the water. But can he make Pete Jones disappear? Chop to the back of the knee. Stevie, is he going to escape? That elbow! Right to the heart of Pete Jones. That heart is still beating. Lines him up. Maybe it's time for a Stevie kick. For a cutter! Taking a trip through the portal right there. And now comes the Stevie kick. But Stevie took everything out of him. I don't think he's going to be able to make it to the pin. Both guys getting up at the same time. Oh, Pete's jaw's got to be throbbing. What a slam. Moving slow. Pete Jones. Swinging side slam. Just about puts Stevie Wizard through the canvas. It's not Stevie's fault Big Texas isn't here now. Come on. You don't got to take it out on him. Drops down. Again, targeting the back of Pete's left knee. And that's become a primary target for Stevie Wizard in this match. For such a young kid, so new to the game, Pete Jones, he's got great wherewithal, great instincts. Stevie, though, who's been unable to capture a victory since his return at Mob Violence, took one of the most unexpected returns in the last few years here in CMV. Woo! Knee up the bum. Pete Jones not going to like that. And he's certainly not going to like this. He's able to escape. Scissors pin. He's going to try to steal it. Oh, and he nearly pulls his own rabbit out of the hat right there. And Pete Jones. Now you see, Stevie Wizard. Now you don't. Hooks the leg, middle of the ring. Kick out, though. Not making it easy for him. It's Stevie Wizard here. But Pete is a determined young man. Another fireman's carry slam. As Pete says enough is enough. And a message sent directly to Big Texas. A sleeper again. Dragon Sleeper again is locked in. Does Stevie Wizard tap this time, though? He does not. And Pete decides drastic times call for drastic measures. What a clothesline from off the top. And does that at last do Wizard in? Yes, it does. Pete Jones again. Despite having the rug ripped out from underneath them, overcomes the curveball and picks up the win. He was supposed to face Big Texas in the tables match. He was supposed to face him again here tonight inside the cage. Will we ever see the match? How many more trials, how many more tribulations must Pete Jones go for? Must he endure before he gets his match with Big Texas? Our co-main event is what it is up next, my friends, here on Octane, number 156. And it's a huge opportunity for Tommy Demise here tonight, as he takes on the new Anarchy champion, Mike Magnum Maxwell. And Anarchy, I'm sure, has a nice ring to it for this man, Demise, who really embodies Anarchy. He's going to welcome Maxwell to Octane the only way he knows how. Our main event still to come. Andrew Briggs reignites his old rivalry with Troy Colt, guys, and with Bloodsport just around the corner. I've been obviously watching the show very closely. Those Elimination Chamber matchups, I'd say I've already got a few names picked out who deserve the opportunity to prove that they should end this season competing for the grandest prizes here in CMV. A shot at Ruby Rattel's Women's World Championship, a shot at Schmitty's CMV Championship, at our season finale event in Las Vegas, Nevada. Final stand. But it's a new home for Mike Magnum Maxwell here on Octane, the new Anarchy champion. Last week, defeating Joey Bacon to win the championship with a little bit of help from Diamante and Tobias Jones. Their combined effort enough to at last put down Big Ham. And now Mike Magnum Maxwell looks to kick off his reign here on Octane. It certainly ain't no splish splash in the kiddie pool, though. His first matchup as an Octane superstar, going against someone as dangerous as Tommy Demise. Tossed into the deep end. Let's find out if the champ is going to sink or swim. Tommy Demise, Mike Magnum Maxwell championship not on the line, but Maxwell wants to send a message to that Octane locker room. Well, Tommy Demise looks to perhaps earn himself a future championship opportunity should he be victorious here. A clash of styles, certainly, but Mike Magnum Maxwell, he's the Anarchy champion. And he better get used to mix it up with the likes of a Tommy Demise if he wants to be champion. Because to be Anarchy champion is to be tested beyond the limits of most. And Demise is wasting no time using his bag of tricks. He just spit some sort of mist into Maxwell's eyes there, blinding him, and setting up that stomp to the back of the head, and a collar drop attempt. It's like Maxwell able to blink a few times, and you can see clearly sending Demise down to the floor. Demise now throws Maxwell ribs first into the side of the steel barricade. I'm not saying that Maxwell doesn't have what it takes to be Anarchy champion. He obviously won the championship. Well, I've heard some saying in the CMV universe that he had to beat an already worn down thoroughly Joey Bacon, and I understand that sentiment. So Maxwell, he's got a lot of proving to do. Prove himself to those fans who are doubtful of him as champion. Hell of a way to do that. A first step would be to knock off someone like Tommy Demise right here tonight. He's trying to get these fans up on their feet, trying to get them rallied behind him. Demise back into the ring. Demise undefeated so far here in CMV. That includes a victory against a former Anarchy champion in Max Cutter. And another former Intercontinental champion, the Collector Crimson. With a win here, could easily see himself set up as #1 contender for Maxwell's Anarchy Championship. The last thing that Maxwell needs is to have someone like Demise already hunting him down. Oh man, Demise able to connect with that splash out of the corner. I wasn't sure what was going to happen there. Michinoku driver. As Demise takes back the driver's seat and looks to keep himself there. Brutal forearms to the back of the head. Brutal, though, doesn't really begin to cover it when it comes to Tommy Demise, does it? World-renowned deathmatch wrestler. This is a man who's done things to himself that would make you shiver. Done things to others that would make you quiver. Kick out at 2 by the champ. It gets scooped up. Maxwell quick with it, as he's able to catch Demise with that pop-up cutter. And now an Irish Wolf out of the ring, eliminated from the Royal Rumble. Maxwell full mount now. He's showing Demise, you want to get rough, you want to get rugged, you want to throw down. Let's get it then. Bob Luger wheel kick. Nobody could ever do it quite as excellently as the work ethic Titan. But if you're going to borrow from anyone, borrow from one of the greatest of all time. What a frog splash. And Tommy Demise finds himself in very, very deep water here. Arm wrench going to get himself back up, but how are we going to get back into the ring? The count's been reset. Lenzenberg lobotomy. A double underhook. Or I guess a single underhook. Could have been overzealous here. DDT on the floor, going to scramble the brains of our Anarchy champion, and getting smashed into that steel ring post isn't going to help very much. Count of 5 back into the ring. Demise. Now an Irish whip sends Maxwell. Whoa! Spear attempt, and Maxwell avoids that as if it's the Black Plague. Tries for the stop, but Demise did his homework. Seeing that one coming. They are testing each other here. They both just tried their biggest, best shots at one another. Neither able to connect, though. Now Demise crawling to the corner, desperate for just a momentary reprieve, but Maxwell won't give it to him. A stomp there. Ain't gonna get much better for Demise by the looks of it. Maxwell setting him up. Over the shoulders. And a taste of the top rope. The Anarchy champion From the apron springboard, pop! Woo! I heard it! The snap! The crackle! Demise felt it! Oh, but a forearm! And he gets himself the time to get back into the ring, but Maxwell, so fast, Irish from stop this time! Demise not able to avoid it again. What a kick out! 2.5. Demise knows by any means necessary, he's got to get back into this one. Low blow right in front of the ref. A lenient one again. Ref. Okay, once is suspicious. Twice. 3 times. Okay. Ref. There comes a point. 3 blatant low blows to the Anarchy champion. I don't know how you can twist this. Demise has got to have this ref in his pocket after that. And Maxwell, meanwhile, going to have, oh my God, a 4th shot down south. Maxwell better wear a cup before he ever thinks about getting in the ring with Tommy Demise again. Oh, God. Caught the top. Took his damn head off. The Psycho Magnum in a kick out. I am sympathizing with Mike Magnum Maxwell right now. I can feel his pain, literally, I feel like. I think we've all been there. I don't know about getting hit 4 times directly in the balls, but it obviously has thoroughly rocked our Anarchy champion. He's able to kick out, but Demise is having his way with Maxwell right now. Oh, that looked like a little bit of a low blow all its own. And a desperate corkscrew neck breaker. Mike Maxwell scrambling as he looks for that STF. The STF! Maxwell locks in the STF. Tommy Demise might find himself being forced to tap out. Maxwell releases the hold. I can imagine not enough gas left in the tank to keep that applied. I didn't even realize that Maxwell's been busted open. Now Demise has been as well. This has become a bloody matchup here, but Maxwell off that DDT. Lucha Tings. And the Anarchy champion squeaks out the victory, but, well, despite the ungentlemanly antics of Demise in this match, Maxwell still offers a handshake, but Demise is not interested in it at all. Well, somebody get Maxwell an ice pack as he celebrates this win here tonight, but respect out the window, it seems. Well, before we get to our main event of the night, my friends, up next, Andrew Briggs, of course, one-on-one with Troy Colt. It looks like that young kid, Jack Taylor, has got something on his mind. Post-validation, a new era here in CMV. His friends have all gone off to Shockwave, so Jack Taylor Perhaps having to start from the beginning. And it seems like Taylor is keen for a fight. Jack Taylor wants himself a matchup. But is there anyone in that locker room? Oh, wait a minute. Brian Dynamic. One of our new faces here on Octane. The genetic freak. The picture perfect embodiment of a wrestler. Dynamic letting Jack Taylor know now that he's here. Octane is his show. Brian Dynamic looks like he's keen on tangling with that young man, Jack Taylor. And Jack Taylor is saying, let's do it now. We've got ourselves an impromptu match, ladies and gentlemen. Hell, I'm game. Let's do it. Get a ref in there. Brian Dynamic, Jack Taylor in an impromptu matchup here. Well, I guess we've got a new co-main event. Has Taylor caught himself in over his head, though, going up against someone like Brian Dynamic, I suppose we're about to find out. Reverse chin lock. Cinched in and tightly. There's one thing I'll say about Jack Taylor, which really showcases his age. His immaturity, if you will, is his rashness. This kid is not patient. Everything has to be done now. He wants it now. He wants his opportunities. He wants a match now. He can't wait. He wants to prove himself. And that's gotten him in a lot of hot water. And I think we're seeing that be the case once again here tonight, because Brian Dynamic is someone you need to prepare for. Pushed into the corner, though. A little bit of a stalemate. Oh, and a cheap shot from Dynamic. As he puts Taylor in the corner. Suplex! Everything Brian Dynamic does is perfect. He has the perfect physique. He has the perfect face, the perfect in-ring ability, the perfect way of speaking, perfect existence in general. This man was bred as if in a lab to be a wrestler. Look at him. Look at the abs. You can sharpen knives on those things. All the makings of a future champion here in CMV. We're not going to let Jack Taylor stand in his way. This is a statement being made by Dynamic here tonight. Talk about taking the bull by the horns, coming out here, answering Taylor's challenge call for a fight. I love it. This is what Octane is all about. You want to prove yourself? Well, here's your chance. Backbreaker into the pin, but a kick out at one. Well, our main event coming up next. Andrew Briggs goes one-on-one with Troy Colt. As the end of this season is fast approaching. Bloodsport just around the corner, live from Mexico City, Mexico, guys. And then we end the season in Vegas, Nevada. Final stand. Well, we already know our main event will be Shea Hoxton in his last match, one-on-one with the Sin City Savior, Cam Harris. And a springboard splash is attempted by Jack Taylor. Dynamic avoids it, goes for the long road home. But Jack Taylor escapes just barely with a backslide driver. Jack Taylor's immaturity might be a considerable downside, but this kid has got maybe the biggest heart, and I'm talking in all of CMV. There is no surrender in this young kid. He's got the drive, he's got the will. He will not take no for an answer. He'll never surrender. That could be considered a downside to some. I think it's possibly Jack Taylor's biggest plus, though, his biggest advantage. He doesn't let his age stop him. He wants to prove everyone wrong. That age is just a number, that despite him being so young, he has what it takes to rise to the top here in CMV. The dynamic, though. A roadblock in front of Jack Taylor here tonight. Perfect combination. And as Taylor doesn't get himself into the corner, this is what happens when you accept a match on the spot with somebody as unbelievably talented as Brian Dynamic. Like I said before, you need a training camp. Going against Dynamic, okay? You need to get in there with the coaches. You need to watch tape. Boom! Slam down onto the mat. Off the ropes, full steam. Drop kick to the face. And this match has been largely dominated by Dynamic. Little slingshot headbutt. I don't think that's what he was going for. Look at Jack Taylor, though. That's what I'm talking about. The fighting spirit. Never say die. And a forearm. I think that may have just cut Dynamic open. A sin against God to damage that perfect face. That should be a fine. All tied up. Middle of the ring, Jack Taylor gonna try to force Brian Dynamic to give in. But a slick escape and an Irish whip. Back body drop. A little bit of kick, and didn't see that coming. And we've seen this before from Taylor. Contorting the body of Dynamic. Wrapping around him like a vine there. But an escape for Dynamic sends Taylor out of the corner like it ain't no thing but a chicken wing. You can see Dynamic. Nasty looking cut on the right side of his forehead. But that doesn't stop him! A gorgeous T. No K, no O. One count. Jack Taylor. And you get in a fight with Jack Taylor, man. You get in a fight. Michinoku driver. But a kick out at 2.5. Go to the corner. A little homage to Lorenzo Alexander with that front flip DDT. Gonna rock Dynamic, I guess. One just isn't gonna cut it. Another front flip DDT. Alexander would be proud, I'm sure. But Dynamic slips down behind him. His kicks in. Doesn't matter from what angle. Jack Taylor, a dangerous one. Going to the top. An elbow to the heart. But Dynamic's super kick has no effect. Tries for a kitchen sink. Dynamic. Brain buster. Down onto the knee. The patella drop. Still can't keep Jack Taylor down. These two are banging, man. Woo! Another T. Hey. Oh, I'd like to see Taylor kick out of one again. Uno, dos. No place. No place. Oh, what a clothesline you can write home to your mama about. Now Dynamic begins to showcase his frustration here, just resorting to some straight punches to the face. And a stomp, too. Nothing technical about that. Taylor needs a breather, but Dynamic's not fixing to give it to him. Slams the young kid face first off the apron before throwing him back into the ring. Springboard frog splash. Look how he pivoted midair. Who can do that, man? Who else? And now digging his fingernails into Taylor's face. A colossal clutch is applied for only a second. Rope break called by the ref. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, yeah, Taylor. Want none of that. Up on the top. Just fighting. With all that's left, I don't know what that is. He's got him again. Taylor's got Dynamic caught again. But a counter into the drop toe hold. Mission no through driver. One last shot. And Jack Taylor gets it done. An impromptu fight. Taylor puts up and shuts up Brian Dynamic tonight. A match we weren't even supposed to see tonight. I'm sure glad we did, though. And now it is time for our main event of the evening, my friends. Here on Octane number 156, an old rivalry will add a new chapter as Andrew Briggs, with Cassidy Vice at his side, set to go one-on-one with Troy Colt. The resurgence of Andrew Briggs and the former Cassidy Vance, who with the help of Andrew Briggs brutally stabbed her own brother, Blake Virtue, in the back at the top of the show, exposing herself as the one who, under the mask, attacked Blake Virtue a few weeks back, distracted him at Validation during the CMV Championship match against Schmitty, which led to Schmitty capturing the CMV Championship. It was all Cassidy all along, as she said herself, taking a page out of Troy Colt's playbook. An homage to Cam Harris, saying it's no wonder all these people have dropped you, and now it's my turn. Blake Virtue, who never wanted his little sister in this industry to begin with. Cassidy Vice says it was Blake Virtue who got her fired, and it was Andrew Briggs who helped her to get back in the door, and now together, these two are reborn. Resurgence is back. The bane of Blake Virtue. But funny enough, it's Troy Colt, who was a bit of an inspiration for Cassidy Vice to do what she did to Blake Virtue. That's going to be on the receiving end of Andrew Briggs' wrath here tonight in our main event. Mr. No Days Off, unable to become global champion once again in that scramble at validation. But the highest paid superstar in Octane history is maybe eyeing up that elimination chamber match, I'm sure, at Bloodsport. Whatever he has to do to end this season as world champion once again, Troy Colt will walk through hell if necessary. And even, although I'm sure it's straining him in every way possible, conceivable, step into the ring with Andrew Briggs, who's really the catalyst of Troy Colt's entire CMV career in a certain way. Andrew Briggs was Colt's first big rival in his CMV career. It's because of Andrew Briggs that 330 was born. Now, all these years later, they meet again. Andrew Briggs, with Cassidy Vice in his corner, takes on Troy Colt, our main event, as these two look to prove they deserve to be in that #1 contenders elimination chamber match at Bloodsport. I wonder how Troy Colt feels, though, about being an inspiration for Cassidy Vice. More so Cam Harris, said Cassidy. Cam Harris just a true inspiration for everyone, even me. And it's just like a night and day, man, looking at Cassidy over there. Vance and Vice, they're two entirely different people. And Cassidy said as much at the top of the show after Andrew Briggs so disgustingly slammed that steel chair down onto Virtue's head. Because of Virtue, that Vice is what she is. And we haven't gotten an exact update on the condition of Blake Virtue yet. I would wager it doesn't take a mathematician or a rocket scientist to tell you, I don't think we'll be seeing Virtue anytime soon. If Troy Colt's not careful, he might be joining Blake Virtue in that hospital room, though, the way Briggs is going at him right now. Oh, take it down! Fast! Hard! The former CMV champion now gonna take Colt down into a sort of modified tequila sunrise. Colt escapes from it. T-bone suplex by Mr. No Days Off. And another one! I wonder if maybe even Troy Colt cringed watching what Cassidy Vice and Andrew Briggs did to his former best friend, though, earlier tonight. Frog splash! Deep down, Troy Colt is human. Might be hard to believe for some. Well, the only thing, like I said, that Troy Colt is worried about now is becoming world champion again, ending this season as CMV champion. Even if he has to go through 5 other men inside of the elimination chamber in order to get that opportunity to stand across the ring from Schmitty at Final Stand. Troy Colt, Schmitty for the CMV Championship, you can sign me up. You really got to do no convincing. Oh, there's Cassidy Vice. Inspiration or no. Looking out for Andrew Briggs here. And thanks to that distraction, the benchmark. What the hell is this? It's sort of Canadian rack. I know what to call that. Troy Colt certainly was not a fan of it, though he got out of that as quickly as he possibly could. Reverse STO. Colt caught, but not dead yet. Stunned is Colt, though, and Briggs isn't going to relent. Resurgence. The name that Blake Virtue once upon a time used to prove that he wasn't finished in this game, alongside the likes of Andrew Briggs, of Cameron Cray, of Hall of Famer Dave Turner. Cassidy Vice gets directly involved now. Grabbing the ankle of Colt and Briggs. Bashing him from behind. That Vice proven to be a tricky one at ringside. Colt's fighting a handicap match essentially here. The quicker he realizes that, the more he might be able to better combat the situation he's in. Briggs might be looking to take a count-out victory. At least I'm pretty sure this match is longer than 3 minutes and 30 seconds so far. History will not be repeated, and Colt took his eye off the ball and paid dearly for it there. Suicide dive from Briggs. Tries to throw him back into the ring, but into the steel barricade. Briggs just gets right back up, and Colt seems to back down. Gets into the ring. Briggs is right after him. 330 slam, but Briggs with a knee directly between the eyes. Call that a bullseye. But Colt kicks out. I think he's seeing stars though, and he ain't gonna find no place safe in that corner. Knee to the gut, and the kick. There's Vice up on the apron again. Colt's not falling for it a third time. Elbows here to the midsection. Colt's able to shake Briggs off. A drop kick. Anaconda Vice drops down and applies that Anaconda Vice for about a couple of seconds, maybe even less. Off the ropes. Briggs with the drop down leapfrog. Blows like German suplex. What a reversal by Colt that was right there. Whew. All those years ago, these two met for the first time. Changed the trajectory of Troy Colt's career forevermore. Colt out of the corner. Looking to blind side. Andrew Briggs, that wicked elbow to the back of the head. As he hooks the leg that gets just a 2 count. Oh, watch out, Troy Colt. Looking to mix it up with Cassidy Vice there, but focused on the true task at hand. That's Andrew Briggs. As he waits for him to get to his feet, Troy Colt throws that caution to the wind. Acai moonsault is pulled off to perfection. Up to a count of 6. Our main event here on Octane number 156. Troy Colt snaps the knee. Uh-oh. Oh, come on, Colt. Come on, Colt. Troy Colt back into the ring. He's really becoming the new count-out king around here, is Troy Colt. Can this man ever win a match by pinfall or submission again? A fantastic match. Ends in disappointment, but a legit way to win. Colt picks up the victory, albeit by countout against Andrew Briggs here. Troy Colt seemed a bit shocked about what he was met with in this match. Maybe not prepared for this Andrew Briggs. And a desperate ploy here, wins by countout. I don't know if Troy Colt wants to get on the bad side of resurgence, though. After what we saw them do to Blake Virtue at the top of the show, that's Cassidy's own brother. Imagine what they would be willing to do to Troy Colt. I'd probably get the hell out of there as quickly as I can where I am.